يا رسول الله يا حبيب الله يا رسول الله يا حبيب الله.
Okay, our last lecture, and we'll quickly read it. This lecture focuses on the importance of holding together a sound, firm, and happy family life that provides the environment for the social, intellectual, psychological, emotional, and religious growth of the child. All aspects of his growth depend on having a happy family life. And this is one of the most absent factors even in religious families. If you don't have a good, healthy family where people respect each other, they have affection and love for one another, they go out of their way for one another, they restrain their nafs for the sake of the other people, they have good akhlaq, not just akhlaq. The main problem in the Muslim world is public akhlaq. My good akhlaq, I want to be known as Ibn Nas. So one of the worst sicknesses in this ummah is the idea that we have public and private behavior, and it's different. In private, we can abuse the people we live with, we can insult them, or we can be selfish, we can be nasty, all of this ugly akhlaq. But that's okay because we're all family and that's normal. We can treat each other like that. And when we go out, we put on this robe of public behavior, so that people think that we're really good people and we come from a really good family. And so we behave, with perfect adab and really, pinnacle of good character and religious, we have lots of good religious behavior in front of other people. But that's nifaq. It's a kind of nifaq. It's a kind of hypocrisy. Because the Prophet ﷺ wasn't like this. He had perfect akhlaq and perfect adab inside his house and outside his house. And even more so to the people of his household. So this is a sickness in this ummah. This idea that you can be something else in your family. The degree to which the sound family framework is preserved is the degree to which the child experiences a good, sound upbringing. The degree to which the family environment is preserved is the degree to which a righteous Muslim evolves out of the child raised in it. It is for this reason that Islam has restricted all ties between a man and a woman that might result in a child who is not from those described and permitted by Islamic law. These boundaries establish and protect the family environment for the child to be raised in. It is significant that the Quran mentions adultery both before and after it mentions killing. Why? Because a child who grows up without a family, it's as if you killed it. Because you denied it a healthy and a family with which to grow up in. So you've destroyed something of his personality, his identity, his social standing. So many things are destroyed in that child because he's born out of a family. And this is an indication that adultery is a form of killing, and that one has destroyed something in that child's life by not giving birth to it in an honorable family that cares for and protects it. One has killed this child in a spiritual sense, as it has no lineage, parents or siblings with whom to share his life. How does a child who is abandoned to an orphanage or simply left in a hospital or left at someone's door, as happens in Muslim countries, regard himself when he grows up in a society where everyone else belongs to a large family? It's so cruel. So cruel. And I know that people in Yemen, they told me a child was left at their doorstep and it died eventually. And I've heard many stories of children being abandoned in hospitals. Just mother gives birth and leaves the child there. It's very sad. I mean, what does the child think when it grows up? How does it get married? When it goes to marry someone how do they go and introduce themselves? I'm Ibn Adam. And so cool, so cool. Islam has protected children in society by not allowing relationships between men and women except through marriage. A Muslim man seeks to marry and strives to achieve the means for bringing it about because this is the only valid outlet he has for his sexual desire. And it's really interesting. I have a couple of books which I want to talk about in future lessons because they're related to our dars. That just the insecurity that many Western women have, because men can have a relationship without commitments. And so they're waiting for marriage. They're waiting for the man to marry them. And so they get up to 35 and when am I going to have kids? And the man just doesn't feel the compulsion because he can live with this woman and he can enjoy her and he doesn't have to have a commitment. So it's actually, as we're going to say here, he then enters into, okay, it's the only valid outlet he has for his sexual desires. He then enters a relationship with a commitment and an understanding of the rights he owes to his wife. This commitment and fulfillment of rights is then extended to his children. The first to suffer from sexual relationships outside of marriage are women and then their children. SubhanAllah. Because it just teaches men not to have commitment.
الصلاة على النبي والسلام على الرسول الشفيع